Hello everyone, welcome to Grow with English channel. Today, I'm going to read an easy mysterious English beginner story for you. If you understand this whole story, you are beyond the beginner level. Let's get started. One fine evening, in Tokyo, a train was moving as usual. Suddenly, the train stopped between stations. No announcement, no warning, just a long hollow sigh from the brakes, and silence. Mina looked up from her phone. The lights flickered once, then steadied. Around her, a handful of passengers shifted uncomfortably. A salaryman loosened his tie. A girl hugged her backpack closer. No one spoke. Tokyo trains didn't just stop. Mina checked the map above the door. They were somewhere underground, between Shinjuku and nowhere. Her reflection stared back at her in the dark window, tired eyes. Slightly messy hair, the kind of face that blended into crowds. She went back to her phone. No signal. Of course, she muttered. That's when she noticed the boy. He was sitting across from her, maybe early 20s, wearing a dark hoodie. Nothing strange about that except he was smiling. Not a normal smile. He was just smiling at nothing. Mina looked away quickly. Don't stare, she told herself. Maybe he's just weird. But a second later, she looked again. He was still smiling. Worse, he was looking straight at her. Mina's stomach tightened. She glanced around. No one else seemed to notice. Only Mina and the boy were aware of each other. The lights flickered again. This time, they went out. Darkness swallowed the train. A few gasps. Someone cursed under their breath. Then, emergency lights blinked on dim, red, barely enough to see faces. Mina's heart was beating faster now. She looked back at the boy. He hadn't moved. Still smiling, still looking at her. Only Mina and the boy were aware of each other. Okay, she whispered, trying to calm herself. This is fine. She stood up. Maybe moving to another seat would help. Create distance. Break whatever strange tension this was. As she stepped into the hall, the boy spoke. Don't. Okay, she whispered, trying to calm herself. This is fine. His voice was soft, calm. But it froze her in place. What? Mina said, barely audible. If you move, he said, tilting his head slightly. You'll notice it too soon. A chill ran down her spine. Notice, what? He didn't answer. Instead, he looked past her, over her shoulder. Slowly, carefully. Mina turned around. At first, she saw nothing. Just the dim red glow, the quiet passengers, the stillness. Then she noticed it. Everyone else was frozen, completely still. Not sleeping, not blinking, not breathing. The salaryman's finger hovered above his phone screen. The girl's head was tilted mid-movement. Even the faint hum of the train had disappeared. Time had stopped, except for Mina and the boy. Her throat went dry. What is this? The boy leaned forward slightly, resting his elbows on his knees. It happens sometimes, he said, not often. A crack in things. A crack, Mina repeated. He nodded, a moment that slips out of time. Most people never notice. They just continue. Mina stared at the frozen passengers, but we're noticing. Yes, why? The boy smiled again, but this time, it felt different, almost sad. Because we don't belong here. Mina's chest tightened. That's not funny. Silence filled the train again. Mina shook her head. No, this is a dream or something. I'm just tired. Maybe, he said. But tell me, when was the last time something felt real to you? She opened her mouth and stopped. Her mind raced. Work, home, scrolling, sleeping, repeating. Days blending together, moments that felt empty. Mina felt something behind her. Breathing, close, too close. The lights snapped back on. She spun around. The passengers were still frozen. But now one of them was different. The girl with the backpack. Her head had turned, just slightly. Mina stumbled backward. Did you see that? The boy stood up slowly. Yes, he said quietly. It's starting. What is? They're waking up. Mina's heart pounded. We need to get out. There's nowhere to go. The passengers began to move, slowly and naturally. The lights flickered violently. The train jolted. And suddenly everything went back to normal. Bright lights, the hum of the tracks, the movement of the train. People chatting, phones ringing, life continuing. As if nothing had happened. Everything was fine. Slowly, Mina turned back. The boy was gone. His seat was empty, no trace of him. The train pulled into the next station. Doors opened, people got off, others got on. Mina stepped onto the platform, her legs shaky. Excuse me, she said, stopping a station attendant. Did something happen to the train just now? The attendant looked confused. No, miss, everything is running on time. Are you sure? Yes. Mina nodded slowly and walked away. Maybe it really was nothing. Maybe she imagined it. She couldn't understand herself. Then, across the platform, a boy in a dark hoodie stood among the crowd, smiling, watching her. And this time she knew. The train wasn't the only place where time could break. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like and subscribe my channel for more. See you.